All right, everybody, here we are at a deer hunting camp. Um, I'm going to go over the map builder. I made a previous video. The audio got messed up. I uploaded the video on YouTube anyways. I see some people have watched it, but I just think it will be more helpful if I can walk you through it, verbally as I'm doing it. Um, the last one I tried to do, and I had some settings wrong for my audio, voice audio, and it didn't end up making it into the video. So here we go for the second one. We're gonna go into map builder. We go to new property, and we will call this the Appalachians. I think that's how it's spelled. It might have two P's. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyways, we will go with mountaintop topography. We'll go straight into the terrain texture. Uh, you see how there's not a lot of lines here. That's because my terrain topography amplitude is turned all the way to the very bottom. Um, the higher you turn it, the more slope you'll get. So this is going to be your low point, and it's going to get steeper as it goes this way. So this would probably most likely be the peak area. This would be the low area. I'm going to run it right there in the middle. Sure, why not? Now we're going to go back to terrain texture. You start out, it's all pine needles. We're going to go to leaves. I'm actually going to make most of it leaves. So we're going to highlight it after I select leaves, highlight it all, update the texture, oops, and clear the brush, and now it's all leaves. I do want some sections that are pine needles, so I'll go here and I'll make it a little bit smaller. Yeah, right about in there is good. And we'll actually make, you know what, we'll run this, just this little section right in here as pines. That'll be it. All right. Update texture, clear the brush. You'll see that is now pines. For some reason, I don't know, blending in, it just doesn't look great to me when I blend in the hardwood and the leaves section and the pine needles section together like this. I don't know, like aesthetically, it doesn't look that good to me. So I'll normally take like a forest roots. I actually want to make that a little bit smaller, and I'll run it just around the border of it, like so. Update texture, clear the brush, and this is now forest roots. I want more forest roots in certain areas. I know this is going up. We'll just have like a small forest roots area like right in here. I'm just doing some random stuff, having fun with it. And we'll do our food plots. I think I will just do a small food plot kind of right here in the middle. Doesn't have to be nothing fancy. You can take your time with it, do whatever. This is more of a crash course. So food plots there, update that. Very good. And I'm also going to take a small forest roots, clear that brush, forest roots, and I'm going to make it even smaller. I'm just going to run that around the border of it. And just because it is how it is, I can blend them right together for whatever reason. Or not. Actually, how about not? There we go. Update the texture, clear the brush. There we go. Then we're going to go to roads and trails. Just to start out here, I'm going to want it a little wider so I can keep it about like that. There we go. Then I'm going to run a single one kind of up here by the food plot. And then maybe have one go down the south side and wrap around and make it a loop of the property, and then just have one going out through there. And we'll make that our trails. Erase that there. We'll update the texture, create the brush. There's our trails. All right. Now, one thing we can start with is we can start with go into terrain builder. We'll go ahead and fill in this pine needle section. We'll start with the large trees. It's going to be pines. The spacing determines how close or far away the trees are. The size is the actual size of the trees. So if you have it all the way up, the trees will be taller, bigger around. You have smaller, shorter, thinner. Spacing, how far it is for each one. I'll just show you for an example. We'll do the spacing all the way up. You see how, or it actually shows up more. Not so much with these, but okay, you got add. Okay, see how it's kind of spread out a certain amount, but if you go like this, for whatever reason, the pines don't really show much of a difference with that. So we'll try it with tall, smooth bark. We'll make it full for an example. I never noticed that it was like that, but for some reason the pines and the tall smooth bark, it doesn't really make much of a difference. A lot of them, some of them do. Like based on how close the objects are on the map, it's a lot more noticeable. Well, for whatever reason, the pines and the tall smooth bark don't really show it all that much. Brush transparency shows you how well you can see through your brush all the way up. You can't see like any of it there. You can see pretty much all of it. So we're just going to do large pine. We're just going to do 3 of each, the 1, 2, and 3, and then the dead pine, 3 of each. Sorry, update to property. Oh, need to turn that back to add, update, update property. The same thing with 2. Just do big, small, medium of each one. Give it a little bit of diversity. All right, so that is all I'm going to do for the large trees in the pine section. Then we'll go to saplings, cedar trees. For me, I just think they blend well. They look good in the pine section. Gives them a little bit of, gives that area a little bit more thicker vegetation. Makes the deer, I think it helps with the deer trails. They just way the game is, the deer feel more comfortable going through there, so they'll use that area more often. We'll just do the same thing here. We'll do 3 of them, a big, a medium, and a small. And it's pine section, so we'll do the pine saplings. We'll do 5 of these. And that is all I'm going to do for the saplings. And then the stumps, I'd like to do the tall stumps for this. It just looks more natural in a pine area. So what I normally do is I just keep them smaller because the pines don't get as big around, so it just looks more natural. So I'll use like a smaller size. And well, we're just going to do a ground stump so that I can just not have as many tall stumps in the end. Because if I just do this, if I go tall stumps, see how many of them there are? See, it doesn't really matter so much when you don't have anything there, but I can make it so that it, like, I don't really want that many stumps, and I want them to be more random, you know what I mean? So I'm going to remove that. I'm going to remove those, and we're just going to put in the ground stump just to take up some room. So I can just, that's too many. We'll just do it once, see what we get. Okay. So we're going to go to tall stump. We're going to keep this all the way up because I want the tall stumps to, I don't want as many of them as what's on there of the ground stump. Since the ground stump took up a certain area of that section, and based on my spacing, when I hit add with the tall stumps, not as many of them should show up. See, I only got one here, here, and here, which is okay. So I'll just turn the spacing down just a little bit, and I'll hit it again. Just get a different little size, and then I'll do it again. See, it's just adding a couple here and there. It's like just making it so they're more spread out. They're more in like random areas, and it doesn't feel like I just have like in one area I have like a big clump of a bunch of tall stumps, you know. And I am going to change the size a little bit just to make it look a little bit better. All right, and then we're going to do some, well, we'll go back to the ground stump. We'll remove all of them, and that is literally all the tall stumps that we're going to have. So we're going to go to the pine deadfall 1, and we'll just do, see, this is where you'll notice it more. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You see how the spacing of them seems very even when I have the spacing of the objects all the way up. All right, now I'm just going to remove these because this is a good one to show you guys an example of it. Oops. Oh my gosh. My first time, people. Anyways, we're going to go back. Now we're going to do this, and we're going to do 3 of it. Oops. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You see how it now has more of like a cluster effect where stuff kind of clustered together in one area, whereas when I had the spacing of the place objects, it seemed like everything was more like evenly proportioned away from each other, whereas now it kind of, yeah, that's the difference. And I really don't want that much downfall. So we're just gonna do 2 of each. We'll just do like 1, 2, 1, 2. Good enough. We'll throw some mossy rock in there for fun. Maybe a couple large rock too, whatever. And then we're now at the grass and the foliage. I don't want the grass to be real tall there, or real thick, but I do want some there. So we are going to go with probably short grass and grass patches for this. We'll keep it kind of semi-short, but we'll keep the spacing pretty clustered. There we go. Go short grass and grass patches. And then a whole bunch of pine cones. There we go. We'll do 5 of them. Now we'll just go to an early fall preview just to go see what it looks like. Let's go and check it out. So this is what our pine section looks like. I think it looks pretty decent. So now that we're happy with that, we'll go back to the map builder. We'll go to terrain builder and we will do the leaves. Okay. So I'm going to create a couple clearings in the leaves area just so that there's just some clearings here and there to make it so that it isn't just like solid forest. So I'll just go in here. We'll make this brush size a little bit smaller. Oh, geez. Make this brush size a little bit smaller. We'll go back. We'll go to terrain texture so I can see things a little bit better here. We'll make a clearing right in there. We'll do a clearing back in here. We'll have a little clearing in here. Just make it kind of random, you know. It doesn't have to be. Do it to whatever liking you want. And you don't even have to do this. It's just something I like to do to give it my map a little bit more randomness and kind of make it seem more authentic. So now that we have that highlighted, we're going to go into the trees. I normally like to start with my oaks and my split birch because you can't get as many of them on there. And then I normally fill it in with this small, tall, smooth bark because that you can put like a whole bunch of it on there. Whereas like the white oak, if you go back to update the property, see, that's literally all it will give me no matter how many times I hit it, or unless I go to spacing, but still that's all it'll give me right there, which is way more oak than I want. But I was just, so that way I can kind of have a better idea on what I got there, so I'm not filling my map up with this, and then it's going to decrease my chances of being able to get the oak where I want it or have it spread out the way I want it, the oak or the split birch. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to start with the split birch just to take up room. So we'll do 2 of them, that's fine. And then we'll take the white oak. We'll go all the way up and we're just going to test it. So see, none are really popping up, so I just move it in a little bit. I've seen a couple of them maybe pop up. And we're just going to kind of move this down until I get the spacing enough that it starts dropping some of them into the spaces throughout the map. Sometimes you get all the way to the bottom and I might have too many split birch there. So I can go here and I can remove, I think I did it twice. See, that is all the white oak I got. So that's telling me I had too much split birch there. So we're going to go to add and we're just going to add 1 of them this time. All right. Then we'll go back to the white oak and keep it all the way up. But I got some larger ones there, so I'll move it down a little bit, give me a little smaller oak, white oak. So update the property there, see, nothing. So I'll just kind of work it down through until I start seeing some of them pop up onto the screen. Sometimes you have to take it quite a ways. These can be a little bit finicky at times. Yep, see there, finally, I got it that low and now I had a few pop up. So I'll change the size of it again because I don't want a whole bunch of the trees the same size. There we go. And now I can kind of fine tune it a little bit more. We'll make it a little bit more sporadic. There we go. And that is all I'm going to do for those. And then a white oak, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Nothing for the red oak, I mean. And then we're going to kind of fine tune it until I start to see them pop up on the screen. See, there they finally popped up on the screen. Make them a little bit. I'm just going to do 3 of these. There we go. And there we go. Boom. That's all I'm doing. And then we're going to go tall, smooth bark. And we are going to remove the split birch. But I do want split birch there. But now it'll kind of spread it out a little bit more for me. We're just going to go 1. See, now I can't even get split birch on there. So I just do the same thing I did with the other 2. Oh my gosh, well, that helps when I hit add. There. And we'll just do this a little bit more, since that really actually added quite a few. There we go. There we go. That's all for the... I'm going to go to small, tall, smooth bark, and I'm just going to do like 4 of them. Here we go. And that is all I'm going to do for large trees for my leaves section. And then we're going to hop into saplings. I'm also going to add a few cedar trees into this, but I'm now yeah, why not? I'm going to fill these back in. Go cedar, and I'm just going to do like 3 of them, but I'm going to keep these kind of spread out. There we go. And I'm going to put beech sapling in there. And how's that? And beech, small beech trees. There we go. Stumps and rocks. It's going to be a lot of the same thing here. We'll go ground stump again, just to take up some room. We'll go rotted stump. That added quite a few, but we're good. There we go. That's all I'm going to do with those. And I'm going to do tall stump. There we go. There we go. There we go. I'm going to add the hardwood downfall in later. I'll just add a bunch of mossy rock. Why not? Add a few bit of a large rock. Because why not? Not going to do any small rock. Okay. Now I'm going to go to grass and foliage. How about we go just short grass here. We're just going to kind of keep it from the middle and down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do some ferns. We'll do 5 of these, all different sizes. And we'll do grass patches, and we'll also keep that from like the center down and just do like 4 of them. Or 3 of them. Let's go 3. There we go. We'll add 1 thing of mushrooms just because we can. And 1 thing of maybe a couple things of weeds. There we go. And now we are going to go to early fall preview and see how our hardwoods looks. You can always go back and edit anything in this game. Like at first, that was one of the hardest things for me to figure out how to do, is to edit certain things, but and go back and change stuff. But after doing it a little while, you figure it out. So this here is just basically going to split this and this up. I'm just going to kind of make it like a little bit of a thicket with a lot of saplings and smaller trees. There's also one more thing I want to go to do. We're going to go what did I do there? Large trees. So see right here, I created these openings. So I'm just gonna fill them in with this. So that I had one there, I had one here, I had one here. I think I had one in here. And although they're clearings, oh, I had one here. All right, there we go. We're just going to add some really tall, thick grass in those areas. Just a whole bunch of it. There we go. Now we're going to go terrain builder. We are going to go forest roots. So we got this. I just want to do this one for now. And this one. Why not? So I'm just going to get rid of this one. And I'll build off of these two and do kind of the same thing with this section. In this section and then that section I'm going to do something just a little bit different with. So here we're going to go, I'm not going to have any large trees, it's just going to be saplings. We're going to go cedar. We're going to tighten that up because it's such a narrow areas. That's good for me. Just kind of add some saplings in here, why not? That's good enough for me. We're going to need to go to the stumps and rocks. Let's do some tall stumps, why not? Nothing wants to come up. We'll just do like a very little bit of these just to, that's something different. There we go. There we go. Starting to get a few of them in there. There. We'll add some mossy rock, because why not? Add some large rock, because why not? There we go. And we will add some pine deadfall. It's next to pines. They could have fell back in there. You know, whatever. Let's do a couple of these of each. There we go. And actually, I'm going to fix this because that I need to fix. So we're going to go... Let's go thick grass and make this super thick, tall grass. Why not? We'll throw some weeds in there too. Maybe some ferns. There we go. Now what was I going to do? This one I'm going to be done with after. I'm just going to... Oh man. What we're looking at here, I did it. Appalachian should be the very first one. Terrain builder, forest roots. We're not doing this one. and we are done with that area. All right. Just gonna edit this one a little bit. We're going to go to stumps, rocks, downfalls. There we go. Since it's in the hardwoods, we're going to do hardwood downfall. There we go. We're going to clear that brush. We're going to go back into terrain builder. Go back into forest roots. We're done with both of those. And here we are just going to just put grass, some short grass. A whole bunch of it. Add it. Fill it in with grass. There we go. Now we're going to go to the early fall preview. I'd say we are darn near done with the map for a nice quick crash course for everybody. Let's follow it on foot. I actually do not want these because you notice there's, I don't know, there's way too many of them. It doesn't look natural. I'll probably just get rid of all of them when I go back in because it just does not look natural at all. These are going to be our food plots. It's going to be our food plot right there. Oh, we'll come over here and show you how it just creates like a little bit of a thicket bedding area for the deer. Another area over here, this is where I actually put a clearing in. So here's a little bit of a clearing. But because the trees aren't there, you know, naturally the grass is going to grow a little bit better. So I just created like this thick grassy area. I'm not really feeling the looks of the weeds in this either. I think I'm going to take out the weeds and these stumps. So I'm going to go back. Terrain builder. This was our leaves area. Stumps and rocks. Ground stump is the one I want to take out of there. So we're going to go to the remove that. Then we're going to go grass, weeds, and remove that. Now I'm going to go back in just to see if I like the looks of it a little bit better, or if I want to add some trees in certain areas, or what I do want to do.
Daddy, will you get a second one for me?
All right. Sorry, had a little bit of an interruption. I actually really kind of like the looks of this. If anything, I would say maybe just make the trees a little bit thicker. And that's just my preference, but I mean it isn't bad the way it is either. It's kind of nice. Oh, another thing I need to do is we are going to go to just to terrain texture, and I want to do it like this because I'm gonna go large trees. See how I can still see where my clearings were at? What I'm going to do now is, because they're clearings, I'm just gonna, oops, clear brush, make that much smaller. I'm just gonna take little areas like this. Just put like random little marks in those clearing areas. All right. And then maybe like a couple around like that. And you'll understand what I'm doing here in just a second. Now I'm going to go to stumps, rocks, downfalls, hardwood downfalls. And this is like, okay, you cut the trees down and they fell in these clearings. You get what I mean? And, you know, like they had to cut that out. So it's just kind of giving it a little bit of aesthetic, make it look better aesthetically. Because it's such a small section, I might actually, there we go. Oh, well, anyways, that did what I wanted it to. Oh, what else was I going to do? Oh, yes, we are going to go to the terrain builder. We're going to go back to our roads and trails, and we are just going to make our trails go a little bit lower than everything else. We're going to update that contour, and we're also going to make sure that there's nothing on our trails. You see how some stuff went into our trails as we were adding it? It just does that for whatever reason. So we're going to go and remove anything and everything that might have got on these trails to block our trails. I want our trails to be clear. I'm just going to do them all. Same thing with the saplings. I'll clear those trails out for us. And I'm not going to worry too much about the grass and stuff. So there we go. And that is going to be the end of this particular one. But I will just show you kind of what it looks like completely finished. And then we'll go into a hunt real quick and do one quick hunt and see what kind of trails we get on this map. I just want to kind of give you an example of what that clearing, what the clearings look like. The clearings are normally, I'd like to make them taller. It makes it easier to find them. But you know, you get up in a tree, you'll be able to see in these areas pretty good. Let's see, now I got the hardwood downfalls in these clearing areas. I think it looks pretty good. All right, let's start a hunt on our new map. See what it looks like. Campaign, new campaign. I'm just gonna do that. I don't feel like trying to spell that word again. Appellations, let's do 3 and 3 for now. Zoom campaign, enter woods. Go put some soybeans in our field and see what type of trails we get. It should produce trails quite decent. So. Alright, there we go. It's advanced to scouting. Let's see if it creates trails for us. If it doesn't, I'm going to be actually pretty shocked. Creating our feeding areas. You can normally tell because it'll stop there and it'll go very slowly. If it doesn't give you trails, it normally skips right by the applying trails, and then once it gets to the place rubbing and sheds, it'll just skip right past that too. Like it won't stop and load like this. So we will definitely have trails on here. Resume campaign. Let's see what we got for trails here. They should be decent. Pop up our map here. Oh yeah, trails actually turned out pretty good. Very nice. Looks like they're going to like to come out of the south here. Kind of the southeast. Looks like there's a nice trail come out of the southeast. I don't know. We'll go look around. Figure out where we want to set our stands at. We'll start right there on the southeast part of that field. Over and find ourselves a nice tree. Where exactly do these trails come through here? An antler shed, a smaller one. Ah, they don't even... I thought they were budding, so they're right here. Okay, fair enough. And the other one's going to be really close. Man. I'm actually really kind of liking this spot. This looks like a perfect tree right here. Check it out. The tree's kind of blocking that way a little more than I like. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that location. Pull my thing over here a little closer so I can move it side by side. This one isn't bad. This one's actually pretty nice. This might be good. I can see a decent part of the field. I can't see that clearing, but I can see a little bit of that clearing right there. And it's actually got some nice kind of open around me. All right. Deer come through, I'll definitely be able to get some shots on them without worrying about too much stuff being in my way. And then because there's a trail that runs down through here, that trail actually runs down quite a ways. You see down that baby quite a ways. Maybe just tilt it that way. About like that. Good. Then we'll get over here. We'll just kind of shine one out. Oh, there's a dove. We'll just kind of shine one back out in here just in case they do decide to come into the food plot. We'll go back and grab another stand. Being able to create your own maps on this just makes this game so amazing to me. I really enjoy that part of it. It's like all the different things you can create and come up with. It's a lot of fun. So we got some nice trails here. I mean, it kind of running that same trail there, so... Maybe we'll more to the north side. Oops, I'm going the wrong darn way. You kind of hit that trail that's running up north along that thicket. West east. It's kind of running right behind us. Got a clearing right behind us. Thicket behind us. Okay. Very nice. I think we might want to come over here a little bit more, maybe. Scrape. I want to be able to see this clearing. I really think the deer are going to travel through that. So, find ourselves a nice tree here. That tree right there might be perfect. That little tree is a little bit too close to it. I think I'm going to lose a lot of view there, actually. That small tree wasn't there. That would have been perfect. Maybe this one? Check it out. Got the trail running right underneath me. I do like it though. How do you like it? I'm losing some shooting lane right there, but I got quite a bit here. This is pretty good. Got a scrape right below me. Okay, let's do it. Gonna shine it right down in here. I like it. Other one's over there. As they kind of speed up, we'll get this part so we can get a better view of this part of the food plot. And then we'll go back and get our last stand. We might do a set where we can sit back in those pines because there's a pretty nice trail in those pines. Two trails right there, actually. Sometimes them big boys like to hang out in those pines. I think I kind of... This is a tough one to access, though. I think we almost want to be on the edge. Right over here along this thicket clearing area. Put it right in this, why not? Why not? Oh, that's nice. That's a nice spot for a camera, too. Nice crossroads right here. There we go. And then one more. I think I'm going to... Do I want this? Oh, I got 5 cameras up. I guess that's it. Alright. Let's go hunt. Compound bow, morning hunt. And see, I still only got 6.3 acres. I guess maybe that one I would want to fill up. It might be almost exactly 7 acres. See if any. Ooh, we got stuff on our cameras right off the bat. Not that we can see them. I don't believe it's that one. I don't believe it's that one. I hear footsteps at this one. We might be going to this tree stand. And see anything at that one? This one here. Don't see anything in the pines. We're gonna go to. It's still saying I have something at one of my cameras, but we're gonna go to the one that's kind of in the center of the map. I know I have a deer right there, so I'm going to stop it a little bit short. There we go. And I learned to always grab the climber out of the back of the side-by-side, just in case I'm trying to get to my stand and I stumble into something that I do not want to spook getting into my stand. And I'll climb up a tree with one of these bad boys. There's a deer right there. Looks like a smaller, like 120 class buck. We should be able to sneak through here without him noticing us. We're taking our time. It's still saying I have a deer. We're gonna stop and take a look at this. See where a doe in the pines. Okay, there's that 120 class buck that we just spotted. That's the tree stand we're going to. Alright. Let's keep on moving. Tree stand's right here in front of us. Hopefully we can get there without spooking anything. Ooh, I'm getting a little close to him. He might have. No, he still hasn't spotted me. Oh, we got a doe right there. I don't know if I'm getting to my stand before I spook her, though. I did too. Wow. That is still blinking. Let's see if anything else has moved in front of some of these cameras. Something back there. What is it? Another doe and another doe. Looks like two doe. One back in the back right hand corner. Back right. And another doe walking right in front of me. In front of it. Okay. Let's just hit that grunt call. Let's get a little bit of a blind call here. I think we did a pretty nice job on it. I just see something move back there. I don't know if it's just like a flicker of the leaves. I'm not seeing anything.
call, maybe. Yeah, this doe is ripe for the taking, but I'm gonna let her walk. I'm going to try hard to get a trophy deer. Take our cameras again. She's walking right down that trail. That 120 class buck still just chilling out there in the food plot. It's the only set of antlers we have seen so far. It's kind of shocking. I really expected to at least see some half decent sized buck, but might still happen. All these doe. Where are the big boys? It's probably one of those doe that we've seen earlier walking behind the camera. We might take a ooh, is that 120 deer? It's gotta be. Yeah, it is. Doe, doe, doe. Are no shortage of doe. I think that's a doe back there moving again. I don't know if it's one of them we've seen before or... Keep our eyes peeled. Well, those big ones could pop through at any time. I'm actually surprised he hasn't responded to the call yet. I might pop off that 120 class. I might get him if he comes in. If I don't spot something nicer before he decides to come give me a visit. Looks like he's actually going the other way, so... Ooh, what is this? That's that 120. Wait, is there a 2-buck there? Is it one of those doe that came out of the pines that we've seen on the pine trail camera? Very interesting. Oh, small buck. Snuck in on us. That little dirty dog. We're definitely letting that little baby walk. Since this is the only hunt, I really do not want to shoot this 120 class. This video is already getting quite long. My wife has been very generous and has given me some peace and quiet, and I told her it would only be about 45 minutes, and we're well past 45 minutes. Okay. That 120 class never even responded to me. Is that him back there? I just seen a flicker back here as well. I'm gonna check these cameras again. Okay, there's the 120 class. I just crossed the food plot. He's back in the pines now. Dodo. Right on top of me. Wowzer. Too small buck? Yeah, I think that one in the back further you seen flicker through there. I think that's a small buck that just walked right underneath me, and that's a new buck. The one coming through the pines to the right, from left to right. Just off the screen there to the right now. And then you can see the 120 again back there, on the left-hand side. Where are the big boys? Definitely no shortage of deer sightings. But I don't see the big boys. Probably do what it does to me all the time. If I shoot a smaller buck, I'll shoot the smaller buck, and as I'm driving back, I'll get almost back to the cabin to hang the deer that I shot up, and a big buck is right next to my cabin running away. That's happened to me so many times in this game. I think that's a small one that just came through the pines. I don't think that's the same one that came through here earlier. I'm really, really shocked I did not get the attention of that 120 class. It's pretty wild to me. Now I'm wishing I would have shot a doe. I'm hungry. Need to fill the freezer. Those doe have really staged up right next to me. There's another doe. I got these other ones right here behind me. They staged up there. They've been in this area for a while. believe we've seen 3 different buck. At least 4 or 5 different doe. I'm pretty confident there's a big buck on this property right now. It's just, he's going to come through here or go past a camera where I can get a look at him so I can figure out where he's at. Huh, another doe coming through the food plot. Might have seen more like 5 or 6 different doe. Look at that small buck trotting right by me. Is that him? The one that just trotted by me? That's a totally different buck right there. So another small one. Oh man. To be honest, it's kind of unusual to see this many deer and not a single one be trophy sized. But that's the type of stuff that keeps having you come back, because I know there's a good deer population on this map. Now I'm going to strive to hopefully find a big one on it. No, we're going to change locations real quick. How much time we got left in this hunt? About halfway through. We're going to spook these deer right off. It is what it is. Anything that's close enough to me. Oh, got a doe staring at me. Hi. Bye. You can stick around longer next time. Hi, little guy. Oh, I did not mean to do that. What are you doing? There we go. Sorry, everybody, it's my first time. Huh. Ran away. Now he's hungry again. Burn up some energy running from me. Sorry, buddy. I'm gonna leave you alone. I wanna look for your gramps. Let's come check this out. Check this thing out. I mean, if I was a deer, I would definitely hang out here. But that deer is trotting away. Looks like one of the small ones I seen earlier. Not a single sighting of a big buck. I believe there can be up to 3 trophy-sized deer on a map. I've never seen more than 3 of them. I've seen 3 of them right together multiple times, but I've never seen more than 3. I'm assuming that is its cat. What are we here behind me? On this camera. Oh, 120 class. Is that the same one that was in the pines? Or is that a different buck altogether? I thought that buck like came out here into the pines and was never to be seen again. There's gotta be a different deer. There's gotta be. I think it is. Heck, he's coming from the same direction that last one came. That's gotta be a different deer altogether. And he's walking right in front of the stand I was just in before this one. This game's wild. I'm stumped. It stumped me. Maybe it's unfortunate RNG. And the next one could be really good, or there's just a bunch of small deer here. Small buck and doe. What is that? Is that a deer? There's something flickering right here. Yeah, it's a doe feeding. No, one of those 120s come walking by me. I'm probably going to try to give it a dirt nap. Might be leaving this day empty-handed. What do we have here? Maybe we're gonna go to 1. Oh, why did I do that? I'm not even gonna take the buggy. I'm just gonna walk. I'm gonna get over here where these heavy trails kind of in the south. I might just throw up this climber. I'm gonna get back in here where I'm seeing into some of these clearings a little bit. And I can get a better look back into where these trails are coming through. Definitely need to keep my head on a swivel though. Make sure I'm not spooking something. This actually isn't bad right here. This tree will work. Let's get it. Look around, see what we see. Wonder if I can go up a couple more. Don't really have cameras over here, so it's... Nope, that don't work. About 6. Yeah, 6 isn't bad. Check these cameras. Same little scrubbers. I'm starting to think it really just didn't spawn a big buck for me. Or if it did, it kind of stayed towards the edge and it might have hopped off of my hunting area. It's just not around. Because I have seen that before. They jump over the fence, and as they go so far, they disappear. And after they disappear, I've never seen them come back onto the map. So it's a possibility that happened. I'm not seeing anything on this side of the property at all. I mean, I can see a decent distance in a lot of ways, and I have not seen any type of deer movement. We have to go find another spot. We might swing around here a little bit so we can see that east side a little bit better. Take one more look around. We're starting to run out of time, so we gotta make a move fast. Okay. Let's check it out. Here we go. Kind of cut through here. Try to get in some more areas where I can see off in a little bit of a distance. Hope that I can... Something in front of the cameras again here. We'll check these cameras quick. Was that me? I think that was me. Seen a little flicker. I kind of... I think that's me standing there straight ahead. No. Nope, the deer have kind of cleared out. The only thing that gave me shots were little scrub 4 points or 6 points, whatever they are, and a couple doe. Only ones that have given me shots. This is kind of the type of area I wanna set up on. So I'm gonna find a tree here and climb. Hopefully we can find a tree without having to tromp too much in this area. Find a decent tree. This one here is not bad. Let's try this guy. Let's try this tree. I'm not seeing anything back here either. Oh, there is something. Right here. Another doe. Oh, small buck. It's probably one I seen earlier.
I know what to do. Dad, what are you doing? I know what to say. I want to do something.
There's something right there too, I believe. There's definitely something there. I cannot tell what it is. Too far away to try to call in. I just seen a flicker at the body. I have no idea what size of deer that is. Really don't like these leaves in my face. I think I gotta go down one with this stand anyways. Oh, there's that small buck. Wow, it won't let me go up or down. There we go. I think I'm gonna pop this little buck just because nothing else has seemed to at this point I'm willing to do it.
And then when you were sleeping, I said, I pulled you out of your bed.
Well, that is going to do it. Thank you for watching. I hope that the map builder portion helps some people out, gives people some ideas. Um, go ahead and mess around with it, try different things, see what you can come up with. That's the most fun part about it. But that will do it. I hope it was able to help you, and take care, everybody. And hit that like button.
But this time,
Happy hunting.
you